Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Bearded Men of Real Estate, hosted by yours truly, a Bearded Man of Real Estate. Actually, that's so funny. This is This Week in Real Estate. We changed the name a long time ago, but I was just talking to somebody earlier about our podcast. I said the Bearded Men of Real Estate, so it's in my brain. Welcome, everyone. If you're watching live on YouTube, you can comment, and I can display your comment and talk about you. Or if you'd rather, I could just talk about your comment. Main house values already jumping on there. He said thumbnails get better and better. Look like the Bearded Men of Real Estate in a suit. This is a special thumbnail today. We have tons of news, tons of information. If you're joining us on Facebook, let me make sure I'm not muted. All right, hopefully y'all can hear me over on the YouTubes. If you're joining us on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, Kick, you can comment, and I can display all those comments. If you're joining me on Instagram, let me check that one over there, make sure. It looks like it's having some trouble. It's about to go. There you go. Now it's live over there. If you're joining me on Instagram, you can comment, and I'll give you a shout out, but I can't display your comment over there yet. So hopefully they'll figure out a way to integrate those. And I can never tell if I'm fully live all the time or not over on Instagram because it freezes on my side, but everyone else says that it's still going. And of course, we have Clubhouse. If you're joining on Clubhouse, you can raise your hand, and if you have a bio filled out, the moderators will bring you up to the top, and you can, it's kind of like a call-in show at that point. You can just add your voice to the podcast. But beware, anything you say will be there forever. So there is that. Well, I don't want to wait too long because we have a ton of stuff to cover on the show today, and I'm worried if I chit-chat too much, we will get to it. Just a couple of quick announcements. One is we started our book club last week. If you'd like to be in the book club, let me know. Just send me a message over on Instagram. You can find me at Razorback, RAYZORBACK. Don't leave a comment on the live over there because I won't see it if you're wanting to join the book club. Just shoot me a DM. And I'll send you the information about the book club. We're going through Day Trading Attention by Gary Vaynerchuk. It's been really good. This week, we have a very special guest, Candace Carciopolo, who is a brand manager for Serhant, or brand coach for Serhant. I'll get her official title on the show. But she's incredible. She does incredible work with brands. She's going to be talking about branding across platforms, which is kind of the topic that we have this week. So if you're interested in that, just shoot me a message, and I'll get you added to the email. And you're welcome to join the book club. Okay, let's dive into the news because we got a bunch to cover, and I don't know how we're going to get to all of it today. To be honest, it's a lot. Let's see. Let me make this bigger. Okay. NAR defeats discount brokerage Homie in an antitrust lawsuit. What? If this is your first time hearing that, of course, because this is actually breaking news today. Yeah. Breaking news. So that's NAR. We won one, guys. I feel like we should be more excited. There should be more there should be more because we won one. All right, so on Tuesday, judges in the U.S. District Court of Utah dismissed an antitrust lawsuit that discount brokerage Homie had launched against NAR and a handful of competitor real estate brokerages, alleging the entities conspired to prevent low commission listings and industry disruption by the tech-focused real estate firm. NAR exclusionary rules and policies by the trade group and other companies were to blame. In its memorandum filed on Tuesday, the court determined that Homie's claims were no longer timely. In its initial complaint, it took the issue with 5 NAR rules, only one of which, clear cooperation, is still in effect. So basically they sued, but before the suit could go through, NAR changed the rules, and now the court's like, well, I mean, that was yesterday. In support of his theory, defendants used anti-competitive rules that caused Homie clients and business partners to cancel or not renew contracts. They lost business. Each one of these examples, however, fails to plead any causal link between the defendants and the alleged contractual interference. At best, they cast blame on individual real estate agents for being disinclined to work with Homie. Oh, ouch. Well, there you go. Right off the top. Good news, because we won one, right? Isn't that good news? And if you're a Keller Williams agent, we have more good news for you. Not only did NAR win one, so did Gary. Look at that. Keller Williams released from the telemarketing lawsuit after plaintiff withdraws from the case, or withdraws the case. So this one we talked about a couple of weeks ago. That's why I just wanted to leave the update. Sidney Thayer filed a class action lawsuit against the franchisor of the U.S. District Court, saying that unsolicited texts were received. You know when a property expires or when a property goes up for sale by owner, how many calls they get. That was the case. And however, on July 10th, they were moved to dismiss her own case. Her brief legal filing didn't explain the motivation for the move. She's done. So, all right. Now, Keller Williams previously paid, let's see, in January 2023, Keller Williams Realty agreed to pay $40 million to settle the class action suit that alleged the franchisor's agents made unsolicited pre-recorded calls to consumers without their consent. I wonder if what was her name? I wonder if Sydney looked into that case and saw how much the person actually got. It was like, this is just going to make lawyers rich. I'm out. And for that reason, I'm out. I need that as a sounder. Andy Rose checking in from Facebook. What's up, Andy? He said, or a bold class. Oh, yeah, that's always the running joke here locally. Sometimes I'll have people call me and say, man, I've been called like 86 times this week. And I'll say there must be a bold class in the area. And I'll check. And sure enough, there's a Keller Williams bold class going on, which is, they really amp up the calls.
You're missing the Gary Keller guitar music in the background when you have a Keller Williams story.
We do need a little guitar happening. Yeah. Just make
production is slipping.
Well, I'm looking for assistance. If you guys, if anyone wants to jump in, you're more than welcome to. Okay, this one is going to take a little bit longer to get through, I think. This article came out before the update that you all heard Compass had. There's an update in the Compass thing. Well, before we get to the Compass thing, I wanted to get to this update. And I should probably tease. Later in the show, homes.com sent your sellers a mailer, potentially. We have a good look at a copy of what that mailer looks like, in which they're asking your sellers to ask you to spend money with them. And they're using your image to do it. So there's the tease. Before we get to that, I need to get through all these updates first. Okay. So this one is from Inman. It is Dwiggins on Compass, Zillow, and Real Estate Armageddon. Dun, dun, dun. The CEO franchisor of Next Home, James Dwiggins, talks about the future of the industry and the debate over NAR's clear cooperation policy ahead of the appearance at Inman. Now, I know, unless he's changed his argument, I know his argument. This is part one of the interview. His argument drives me up the wall because it's the same argument that a lot of people say, and it is allowed currently by clear cooperation, which I know we've covered. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse here. Inman says everybody has their views on this whole private listing situation, but I want to know from you what do you think is going to happen? Where's this going? What's the end of this? So James Dwiggins says it's going to go one of two paths. All right, one of two paths. Number one, there will be massive litigation from this in the coming time. He said basically he's talked to other attorneys and they said, well, this is easier to win than the Stitzer-Burnett. He said they take marketing material being used to push this. They take the numbers on the amount of people that are going into the status, the number of people who sold their listing off MLS, and they're going to look at that data. They're going to look at those numbers. They're going to look at comps and what it should have sold for versus what it did. Doesn't matter whether the seller agreed to price or not. It doesn't matter the documentation is. Just look at Burnett Stitzer, same thing. They signed listing agreements agreeing to the commission compensation sharing. The point is, in the law and the courts, the way it works, you just got to convince a jury. They're going to wait until the class is big enough, and there will be massive litigation on people that were doing this, 100%. That's what he thinks. All right, so that's path one. Massive litigation for all those that are doing the private listing network stuff. I mean, I could go in on why I completely disagree with him, but there probably will be some litigation. But if the numbers aren't bearing out, and if indeed it's not better for the seller, then you would think that companies that are promoting that this would be better for the seller would change their ways. So that's what should happen. We'll see. It's also really hard to tell, like, how can you prove what a home would have sold for had it been marketed a different way? That's tough. That's tough to prove. All right, keep going. Path number two. So path number one was litigation. Path two, Compass doesn't get its way and the whole game slows down, and it's used selectively for sellers that legitimately need to do that. And we get back towards serving buyers and sellers correctly without manipulation of the market, providing transparency, and doing what we spent 40 years to build, which I hope will happen. All right, so there's one of two paths, that path or this path or path three. There's a third path, Armageddon, he says. This is the path that scares me the most. What nobody seems to understand, especially Compass, is that they're too small to compete in this game if everybody decided to build private listing networks like Compass did. There's nothing innovative about the three-phase marketing plan. There's nothing innovative about the technology. It's not like it can't be duplicated very quickly. If everybody went down the road building private listing networks because that's what we had to do based on this one company is pushing, then what happens? It's absolutely catastrophic, he says. You have the worst consumer experience ever created, where all this inventory is held back, question mark for me, trying to be sold internally, which is what this game is about. You don't have access unless you're working with one of the agents at the firm. Now, Dwiggins, this is what pisses me off. That is currently allowed. What you're talking about is brokerage exclusives and is currently allowed by the clear cooperation policy. If you don't like brokerage exclusives, if you don't like listings being held back so people can double in deals, then get rid of the CCP. Instead, you should be in favor of what Compass says they are doing, which is trying to share these listings with other agents outside of their brokerage, what makes them not compliant with CCP and gets them in trouble. Do they not read? Are they just talking out of their rear? So consumers are going to sign a buyer rep agreements with people they didn't want to sign. They don't know what they've signed. This is just stupid. This is, oh gosh, you're talking about brokerage exclusives. That is currently allowed. If a company wants to take inventory and keep it out of the market and keep it to themselves, they can do that. It's 100% allowed. And that's when you have a situation, quote unquote, Armageddon, where everyone has these hidden listings, which everyone currently does. And if you want access to those hidden listings, you have to be at that brokerage, or if you're a consumer, work with somebody at that brokerage. So now you're signing multiple buyer agreements so that you can see all the private listings everywhere. That is how it currently is set up. Currently, that's the world we are in today. The world that Compass wants to say is, hey, we want other brokerages to know about our listings. That makes them not compliant with CCP. That's why there's a problem. That's why they get kicked out of the MLS. That's why Zillow does it well. I mean, Zillow wants their inventory on on their website, but that's what makes them not compliant, and is the reason why Zillow says they could kick them out of Zillow. I really don't think I'm missing it. I've looked at this so many different ways. And for people to be in such knowledgeable positions like James Dwiggins to completely miss it, and Leo with EXP, and completely not understand it. I mean, how can you say it's more transparent when Compass is saying we want to be transparent? We want you guys to know all of the listings that we have that we're keeping off of the MLS and off of Zillow. They want agents to know about it. Who they don't want to know about it is just randos on Zillow.
It's super crazy, isn't it? I mean, even last week I was getting caught up when I had it down before. It's like, What is it? Is it the social media posts? It's not that the arguments are not that incredibly diverse or in great number that it should be this confusing. But even the people that are in it every day and are purported experts, like go off track. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's frustrating. And it just doesn't. The argument. I think the problem is they don't have a legitimate argument, because everyone I talk about this says, "Well, Compass is just trying to keep these listings to themselves." If they were trying to do that, they wouldn't need any help because CCP currently allows it. What are they talking about? And as soon as I say that, they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's called a brokerage exclusive. CCP, clear cooperation policy, currently allows that. What Compass is saying is that they want to be able to share this listing with you too.
And that's not a bad thing. And it also feels like we could fix this. But the argument, the cacophony of arguments is just friggin' the drama is drowning any common sense out of this whole thing, and it feels like we should be able to solve it.
I don't mind
without going to look at a book.
I don't mind the drama from a YouTube perspective, because give me all the clicks. But yeah. So as an update, Compass has an update, and people were shocked by this update. Compass opens private listings to all brokerages, sort of. In just 89 words, Compass announced that it's willing to share private listings with brokerages or MLSs. Yeah, okay. That's what they've been saying. I don't know where you guys have been missing this. But to get access to the exclusive inventory, brokerages and MLSs have to play by Compass's rules. 2 non-negotiables. No monetizing or tampering. The brokerage MLS agrees not to alter or monetize the home listings in any way, keeping the listing agent front and center. All right, that's fair. No penalties for sharing. The brokerage or MLS can ensure agents won't be fined or banned for sharing listings with brokerage or MLS. Yeah. Makes sense. This move comes as Compass tries to clarify its stance amid growing criticism over the 3-phase marketing strategy and aggressive stance against NAR's clear cooperation policy. Critics, including some MLSs and portals, as well as industry leaders like EXP CEO Leo Pereira, who has their own exclusive network, and Nextdoor CEO James Dwiggins, argued that Compass's private listing approach restricts access, hurts transparency, and ultimately steers the industry backwards direction. Yeah, this is crazy. All right, that was on Brokerages Media. So there you go. It's also over on Inman. They talk about it too. Compass agrees to share it with 2 caveats. Okay, so I think the next time we go through this, I'll have to do a little update. I'd like to wait until after one of the lawsuits is settled, either with the NWMLS or not, but we'll have to do some kind of update on it, because it's just a story that is getting long. All right, let's move on. Were you aware that homes.com potentially sent your clients a mailer, a really nice mailer, that said, hey, your agent should boost your listing using homes.com. Here are all the benefits. Not only did they send that mailer, but they also used your image throughout the mailer and your name and likeness, putting that in front of your clients.
I got one of those.
You got one?
I didn't get it.
Your client?
Yeah, my clients did.
All right, Mike, tell me about it. What did you think? We have a view. I'm gonna read the article in just a second. We have a whole YouTube video where somebody is flipping through it, so we're gonna get to see it. But what was the response from your client, and what did you think about it?
My client liked it a lot. It was really nice. We didn't get it until we were on the market for probably like 35 days or so, which is a little above the median in the area right now. And we actually had 2 price adjustments, and we were in contract by the time they received it, but they were really impressed with it. It spoke in glowing terms of, myself. which was a nice little pat on the back. But it was, I have it. It's in my car, but it looked like they were appealing more to the seller to pay for the upgrade for exposure.
Interesting.
And it was like $825, or it was over $800 for them to whatever they were going to do to increase the exposure. But then I had gotten a quote from for them to be a sponsored agent about a month ago, and it was like closer to $260 for my market. So I don't know the details, or I didn't take too much attention to what the details were, what they were going to do to it, but it was pretty nice. It was probably like 12 pages, maybe 14 pages, and heavy stock paper, used all the different photos from the listing. And my clients were impressed with it. So I don't know, that late in the game, I don't know what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
So
did you feel that it undercut you at all?
No, not really, because again, it was just one extra thing that could be done.
Your response so far, Mike, is in the minority of responses.
Wow. Huh. Well, maybe I'm the only one that they said glowing things about.
No, they kind of said it to everyone. What a lot of agents felt, and maybe it's smaller markets, there was one agent in particular that was talking about it being close to $1,000, and it could just be the difference in spending in the market. But most of the agents that had responded in a group and that this reporter talked to felt like they really shouldn't be going after the seller, because it almost felt like they were undercutting the agent, saying your agent should be doing this for you, and they're not.
I've got thick skin.
Yeah, like your dad.
He does have. You do have thick skin. You're a California real estate agent.
Yeah, so it didn't bother me. However, I don't believe anything from homes.com, because their numbers are just completely out of whack with reality.
That's true.
They'll show a listing that has like 17,000 views, and that's bullshit. So
yeah. Well, so I have this as the thumbnail for today, and it's the homes.com CEO and the Zillow CEO with like the puppeteer. I don't know what are those. I don't know what those called. The crosses with the strings, and then
marionette.
Marionette, and it has me at the bottom, holding my hands out, with them obviously in control of the agent. Because it did, for a lot of people, they felt like this homes.com marketing piece was going after the seller, which you said it would seem targeted to the seller, but it was like, hey, your home hasn't sold yet. Yeah, you have this agent, but they should be buying this boost, and they're not. I
guess I could see it that way. We were already in contract, so I wasn't.
Yeah, so it didn't really matter.
Care about it. Yeah,
that's probably it. If you had a contentious relationship with the seller, or you were trying to prove that you were doing everything you could to get it sold and it wasn't under contract, and then they got this, that may kind of color that perception as well. So it could be the status of the property that alters that perception for you.
Yeah, I haven't been impressed with anything that homes.com has done.
Yeah. All right. Well, here's the article from Inman. It says, when Keller Williams agent Tiffany White saw the big envelope in the mail just before the 4th of July, she saw it's from homes.com. She had a feeling it was related to the property she was selling. She was surprised to find a 20-page brochure, which is just what you were talking about, Mike, suggesting she spend $905 to boost her own house via homes.com. She said, I was like, oh my gosh, they sent me a book on my own home. White, who received the mailer about 2 weeks after putting her home on the market, recalled thinking, they don't even realize it's my personal home I have listed. The mailer was part of a nationwide push. Agents from coast to coast spoke with Inman, felt like the mailer suggested that their home seller clients, that their agent wasn't doing enough to market their properties. Some took issue with the fact that at least one photo from their listing was used in the marketing material. Andrea Rouse, Rouse, sales associate with Remax in Gardendale, Alabama, said, it's scam to use my personal information and my face and my branding to entice my sellers to spend money online. However, in response to questions from him, homes.com said it's an agent-friendly portal that sends buyer leads directly to the listing agents. The company said that the agents who spoke with him and do not represent many more who are happy with the brochures. All right, so here's the actual brochure. And this is Tiffany, by the way. This is Tiffany White, the person that was in there. So y'all say hi to Tiffany. She's a Keller Williams agent in Tennessee. Where is she in Tennessee? She's in Franklin, Tennessee. So Tiffany was also let me use the video. And she said that whenever she told me on the phone that whenever she first got it, she was a little confused. Like, what is this? Why are they doing this? And then once she started to look into it, she realized that not only were they using the photos from her listing, they were also using her photos and her information. And I could see how this would be a little off-putting. Let me change the orientation here and share this one instead. Ooh, you know what? Hang on. I have to be sure I'm sharing audio for this one. 1 second. All right, here we are. Now I got the audio. So I'm also going to play this a little faster. We'll speed Tiffany up at 1.5% so you guys can see the whole thing here. All right, here we go.
Here's a quick look at this brochure booklet I just got from homes.com on my personal home in Franklin, which is on the market. It came in a really nice envelope. It says,
does look really good.
And for more with the homes.com boost. It says stand out to sell faster, give your home a boost. I won't read all of it. Talks about how many homes are on the market.
I guess so that is that image, the image of the listing. I think it is.
It's pretty thick paper. Move your home to the front of the line. It makes it sound like it's not going to sell if you don't do this. To me, that's kind of my impression. There's many, many pages. Put your home everywhere buyers are looking. Put your home in front of buyers again and again until they act.
I kind of feel like it's very repetitive. There you can see her photo being used and the photo of the listing.
I guess websites, Instagram, Facebook, whatever.
Okay, so on this page, what they're showing is partner ads. So if you buy an ad on Google, you can sign up for like Google partnership ads and things like that, or Facebook. And Facebook, you can buy an ad on there and say, put me on all your partnership websites. And they will distribute your ad to all these other ad spaces, like the AdSense network and all that stuff. So basically, homes.com wants to do that for you. And they say they can buy in bulk and get you a better deal on it. I haven't had a very good experience with the homes.com listing boost stuff. That was just my personal experience. We didn't really get anything from it. And although we were seeing these crazy huge numbers of exposure, like Mike was talking about, it really didn't make a difference in the end to the client. So we stopped it because I felt like I was just paying a middleman to do the stuff that I could also do myself. But that's what you're showing. This is called a partner network, and they're using CNN, Facebook, Yahoo Finance, and all these other websites that participate in those partnership networks where you see the ads.
Or whatever, Yahoo Finance. And it has my main listing photo, my primary photo on my listing of my house over and over and over, showing what it would potentially look like with their boost. Let buyers tour your home, both using Matterport.
So that's another expense right there. So if you don't have Matterport, if you don't have a Matterport membership, I guess for some, and maybe, I don't know if you looked into it, Mike, whenever you got the quote, but I think for some people it is included in the homes.com subscription where you can get a free Matterport subscription as well.
It is. And I asked if it could be used in anywhere other than homes.com, and no, it's exclusive. You can only use it on homes.com.
Okay.
And it's branded.
So it's branded homes.com.
Yeah.
So I guess that was the purchase of Matterport then. I wonder if they're going to allow us to continue to use Matterport outside of it, because I use Matterport, but I put that thing everywhere and embed it my own website and put it on Zillow and everywhere.
I'm sure if you're paying for it, they'll continue to keep the same business model.
I hope.
Yeah, I can't imagine they wouldn't.
Interesting. All right, we'll keep going here.
It really is kind of, to me, insinuating that the listing agent isn't doing a very good job. Zillow may be using your home as bait to sell someone else's home.
I thought that was an interesting page. And look at the logo over here. It says, it's got the sideways Z, making it Nillo, because I guess they can't use the Zillow trademark, so they're using something similar.
Yeah, I saw that.
But then it says that I'm in great hands with me as a listing agent.
This is the funniest part of Tiffany. I'm in great hands with me. This is that glowing review part that you were talking about, Mike.
So
Yeah,
it's really
exactly.
weird. I think it's very
It says Tiffany's one of the best real estate agents in Franklin and knows your home and neighborhood better than any other agent. As a marketing expert, your agent will promote your home effectively and has already listed your home on the multiple listing service and on homes.com. When buyers see your home on homes.com and want more information, we connect them directly with your agent. No one is better equipped to answer the questions, to show your home's value, and turn interested buyers into actual offers. Your agent genuinely cares about selling your home quickly and for the highest possible price. Boost your home on homes.com and give your agent an extra advantage, connecting them with 8 times more leads from potential buyers on average. Asterisk.
very
Where's the
weird.
asterisk?
It's like they're trying to be our friends,
They
right? By befriending our friends.
Yes. Yeah, it is. It is kind of like
The
it's-
backdoor action going on here.
it's like the dudes at the club that always make friends with the ugly one first. It's the same. I feel like it's kind of the same strategy,
Oh, the houses
trying to
I
get
sold-
to us by.
I've never heard of that one, but that's
You haven't ever heard of? Yeah, that's the thing.
no, I like that.
That's how you get to the pretty one, is you become good friends with the ugly one, and then that's a strategy, and it's in all the. I've never done that, of
But
course.
then
I'm trying to look at the little. You see that
It says-
asterisk right here? There's a at the very bottom of the page. There's a
That I'm in
footnote. I
great
don't
hands
see
with
the
me.
footnote. I'm trying to find it.
He
Maybe
is a
Mike,
listing
you can
agent.
run out to your car.
So it,
But on that page, there's an asterisk and a footnote. I'm really curious what that footnote says, but I can't see it. Yeah.
It's not that far of a walk. I guess I can do that for you guys.
No, it's okay. I'm sure it's something about like the average is based on this and that data, and
Don't believe our numbers.
experiences vary type of. Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
houses I've sold, or statistics or whatever. This is very odd. And then last but not least is the sale. Boost your home to sell faster and for more. And then there's a QR code. Scan here to boost your home for only $905 until your home sells.
Until
And
your
it
home sells.
has a little just sold image, even though it's not sold. I guess a little teaser. Fastest sale and highest price in the neighborhood.
On the just sold postcard.
It's very odd, kind of disgusting.
So Tiffany didn't like it. I don't think I would like this. I would rather, if homes.com wants to do something really cool for my client, I would rather them come to me and say, hey, we want to do this for your client. Now, that being said, they have come to me and I've said no, because your stuff sucks. So if my client came to me now and said, hey, Ray, we got this mailer about homes.com. Is our property boosted on homes.com? I would say no, and here's why. And I would take them through all the steps and why, and that's not a wise use of the funds. Now, if they said, well, we want to boost it on homes.com, here's $900, would I let them? Yeah, I mean, if that's what they want to do, they're the seller. But I would also tell them that in our market, that's really not made a difference, because I've already made those mistakes. I've already spent thousands of dollars and didn't get anything from it.
It's kind of like going to mom and she says no, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'll go to dad.
Yeah.
See what he says.
And so that in a family sense is kind of putting one parent against the other. And I think that's why in this context, it feels like they're putting the client against the agent a little bit. I think that may be where that's coming from, where a lot of people feel that way.
I must have been in a really good mood with the day that I saw it.
I mean,
Now
yours
I'm
was
pissed.
under contract, man. Yours was under contract because you're like, oh yeah, man, we're under contract. Just throw that away. No big deal. The mailers, which according to agents were sent as recently as last week, sought anywhere from $260 to over $900 to move listings to the front of the line homes.com platform, giving them additional visibility. Individual agents can choose to boost their listings via homes.com for more exposure. In April, homes.com said it was preparing to allow sellers to do the same. This mailer appears to be aimed at delivering with that promise. So it is asking the sailors, or it is offering the sellers the option. Oh, on the bottom of this photo, Here it is. Here it is. Let me zoom in. Enhance. Boosting your home on homes.com gives your agent an extra advantage, connecting them with 8 times more leads and potential buyers on average. Asterisk. It says, based on internal analysis, comparing members to non-members on homes.com, boosted listings will receive the same levels of marketing and exposure. But what? Based on internal analysis comparing members and non-members on homes.com, boosted listings will receive the same levels of marketing and exposure? I don't understand that. Am I reading that wrong? Boosted listings will receive the same levels of marketing and
So
exposure.
you're going to get the same level as everyone else.
But it's boosted. I don't understand that. What am I missing on
Same
that?
level as everyone else.
Oh, I can hear your echo, Terry.
Yeah, but all the other boosted people.
I guess, okay. So boosted listings across the board, like everyone's boosted listing will be the same. Okay. All right. Interesting. Well, thank you, Tiffany, for letting us share the video and for calling me this morning. We'll see what happens. I do want to remind everyone, this is not homes.com's first foray into using the agent image to sell something to the consumer. If you recall, about a year and a half ago, you would go to YouTube, and if you search for my name on YouTube, homes.com, you would see Tiffany, she's in the comments. What's up, Tiffany? She said, hello, they use my primary listing photo and my headshot over and over. And she said, I felt like they were instilling fear or doubt in the seller that the house wouldn't sell without the boost. Then the one page about the agent was a backhanded compliment, in my opinion. Interesting. Mia Zoll's in the comments too on Facebook. She said, I did homes.com and there were things that were wrong in my listing that they wouldn't fix it. They said they had to take a screenshot and send it to them. I said, you did the import, not me. It's wrong. The customer assistant sucks. Andy Rose said, it's all about reselling our info back to us. Yeah, so this is what they did previously, if you recall. We had, you would go to YouTube and you would type in a real estate agent's name on YouTube, and you would see a link that looked like their channel, and it would show the agent's image, and it would say Ray Ellen, Little Rock, Arkansas, which is what they were looking for on YouTube. And if you click that, instead of going to my channel, which is what they were on YouTube searching for, you would go to my profile on homes.com. Now, homes.com said, well, look, and aren't we doing you a solid? Now they can inquire through that little ad and they'll become your client. And everyone I knew who was active on YouTube that had a channel said, you're stealing views. You are taking people that are trying to find information about me or my videos and instead sending them to a homes.com profile, which they did not ask for. After I broke that story, homes.com, Andy actually called me, but homes.com changed their policy and said, we'll stop that. They said it was a mistake because the agent information was in their database. And when it scrapes the database, it used it put out all of the agent information in that type of ad. And it was supposed to be just AI generated ads, different places. They stopped it, supposedly. So this is the second time where they've used the agent's image without explicit permission from the agent to market to consumers and say that they're doing agents a solid. We're doing you a favor by doing this for you and on your behalf. For me, I don't want my image on it unless I stand behind it. So I think what they're trying to do is borrow the rapport that the agent has already with the client and say, see, your agent's already on here. Your agent supports this. This is what it would be. Pay to boost it and make it even better for you and your agent. And they're trying to borrow that rapport, but it's not, I don't think it's an effective way to do it. Mike, did you have something to add?
No, sorry.
Okay. Oh, no worries. No worries. All right. Thanks again, Tiffany. Hopefully you stuck around so I could get to your comments. Yeah, Mia Zoll said, and use your pictures without permission. Yeah. Well, so there's probably an end user agreement that if you signed up for homes.com and create an account on homes.com, that you agree to send them, to give them usage of all your information and all that jazz. So that's probably on there. However, there are agents that did not sign up for homes.com that may be listed on homes.com whose clients received this, and those images were used without explicit permission being given. And that would be interesting. I don't know of any personally, but if that happened, that would be very interesting because those agents did not sign up for homes.com. But I think every homes.com, I think every agent is in there, but maybe you have to sign up for a profile now. Maybe they changed that after the YouTube scraping incident. Mizo said, oh, but the photographer. So your photographer, whenever they give you the photos and say that you can use it online, they also give up the rights of that. It's a limited thing. They may tell you that you can't give it to another agent or something like that, but it would be, I mean, if you're putting it in the MLS and your MLS syndicates to thousands of different websites, then you're essentially giving up all those rights. And if you have an agreement with your photographer that you won't do that, you got to adjust that agreement. Because they gone, baby. All right, so back on the bandwagon for private listings. Has Austin MLS solved the issue? Has the Austin MLS solved the issue of the whole private listing deal? On Inman, it says clear cooperation requires agents to list homes on the MLS within 1 business day of marketing them. Zillow restricts how and when listings can be displayed. Agents trying to do it right by their clients are forced to navigate this maze of rules. The result's confusion. Now the Compass lawsuit. That's why firms are promoting private exclusives, are gaining traction. They're giving their clients an edge by keeping the listings inside their own walls. What Austin did differently. The Austin Board of Realtors, we solved the problem. At the Austin Board of Realtors, we solved the problem. I guess this is written by the Austin Board of Realtors. Instead of forcing agents to choose between strategy and compliance, we built a system that supports both. It's called Flex Listings. I wonder if Zillow has something to say about the word flex being used in this. And it works because it's designed around how consumers actually move through the real estate process. Here's what makes Flex Listings consumer first. There's no arbitrary timelines. A Flex listing can remain off market as long as the seller needs. They control the timing. There's no exposure or penalties. The seller can test pricing, prep the home, or stage without burning through days on market. I guess for builders too. I mean, you could basically list the home right when you break ground as a Flex listing and not get the days on market from the build. That would be helpful. Full control.
The home run when you break ground.
Say, oh, Terry, I hear echo coming through really bad. There is, let's see, full control over visibility. Sellers decide whether the listing is displayed publicly or kept private to agents in the MLS. There's maximum cooperation. Even when the listing is pre-marketed, it's visible to agents across all brokerages, not locked inside of one office. It's not a loophole. It's not a workaround. It's a better system. So I think this is what NAR was talking about, weren't they? I would assume this ability is going to all brokerages around, or all boards around the country that can implement this as fast as possible, because that's the thing that the NAR said that they could do is the what was it called? There's private listings or brokerage exclusives, and then there was delayed marketing. That's what it was, delayed marketing. So
there's private listings or brokerage exclusives, and then
Terry,
was
every
delayed
time
marketing.
We have coming soon.
Myself. You have coming soon?
Right, we have coming soon here in PA.
I got it. All right. All right. So realtor.com made a big move too. Realtor.com. Do you have any .qualms with Realtor? Realtor.com. Shoot. I can't even say it now. Realtor.com acquires Zenlist to boost agent-client collaboration. What is Zenlist? It was launched in 2016. Streamlined home search experience, collaborative, simple, mobile friendly. Let's Let's see. Zenlist offers a shared space where clients and agents can communicate, browse listings, track updates with one unified system. Realtor.com wants to create an real estate ecosystem where MLS-empowered agents are better equipped and consumers experience more transparency from search to close. So basically, like the old, you remember the old homes.com app? HomeSnap? That's basically what it is. It's a version of HomeSnap, it sounds like. All right, so Zillow's back in the news too, because it launched a thing. They have 5 new features, all aimed towards consumers. One is the Sky Tour, which allows Zillow's new aerial home tour experience. Number 2 is Offer Insights, real-time data on offer strength. Offer Insights is a new tool for buyers and agents to evaluate how competitive a specific offer might be in the current market. Woo, that is so dangerous. Yeah. It's available on for sale listings. Buyers can toggle between different offer levels to view the estimated likelihood of acceptance. Let's see. Okay, offer levels. So basically, they're not talking about the terms of your offer, reading the contract and saying that this is good or bad. Okay, that's okay, fine. What they're saying is at this price or that price, what's more likely as far as the number of offers you would get? All right. Well, I'm going to play with that because I'm going to put it at $1 and see what happens. Because if it doesn't shoot through the roof on the number of offers at $1, it'd be crazy. While agents remain essential for interpreting these insights, the tool can nudge more buyers towards writing serious offers. Oh, so it's for buyers. How would it be a buyer tool? That's interesting. I was thinking for sellers to evaluate the offers, but it's for buyers to evaluate their offer. What data is it using for that? That's weird. Andy Rose said buyer side estimates. 100%. Yeah, that didn't go well the first time with sellers. 3, rental cost and fee breakdown, more transparency for renters. For renters, hidden costs are still a major pain point. Zillow's latest rental tool aims to change that, showing move-in expenses, monthly charges, additional fees, custom rent calculator. 4, tour itineraries. Wow, that was all caps and took me too long to read. Tour itineraries, a smarter way to schedule showings. That is, I like that. That's nice. I do a tour itinerary using AI, but I guess if you want to build one like that, you can make it in Zillow. 94% of buyers prefer to search homes online, 64% to schedule tours digitally. 5 is the buyability. Zillow's affordability tool gets an upgrade. Buyability, powered by Zillow Home Loans, gives shoppers a personalized look at what they can afford. This is what it means for agents and how it's going to supposedly help you. Here's what this stuff looks like. This is over on Zillow's press release. It's got a couple of videos and photos for this. So this is the Zillow Sky Tour video. It's got a little Sky Tour button, and then you can basically drone around the property. And I'm assuming it's using some kind of AI, or maybe the drone pilot has to do this circle around the home as part of the input into the Zillow. What's the Zillow special Zillow showing time thing? Showing time plus. Oh, Zillow Showcase. That's what it is. So it's only available for Zillow Showcase listings, which are ones that agents are paying more money for. Let's see what this one is. Oh, this is Sky Tour. Okay. The next one, this is what is this the offering insights? Yeah. So offer insights, it's talking about strong, competitive, or moderate, and it tells you the price range. It dictates as a strong, competitive, or moderate offer. And it says like 50 to 70% chance of a winning offer. The next one is the rental adjustment. I'm not going to spend much time on that because I know most of y'all don't work with that many rentals. And then the final one is the home tour, scheduling the home tour through Zillow connected with your agent, which my IDX, my website does that. So that's not super new or useful for me, but I could see agents using that. I mean, some clients are going to be on Zillow anyway. So get used to using that kind of stuff. And then their mortgage information was the last one. So again, all aimed toward consumers, and 2 of them require an agent to spend more money with Zillow, which is kind of interesting. NAR, not to be outdone, they got something else coming. And so they released this yesterday. It's a market statistics dashboard, and they said a view of it will be released today. And I've been looking all day so far, and I haven't found it anywhere. But supposedly there's a market statistics dashboard from NAR that only NAR members would have access to that gives you market insights. The new dashboard is a tool that enables NAR members to stay ahead of the market and better serve their clients using exclusive NAR data. The dashboard is a one-stop shop that equips members with insights into shifts and affordability demand in the economy. This allows agents who are realtors to advocate on behalf of their clients with confidence and achieve better outcomes. This NAR chief economist, Lawrence Yun. So, yeah, interesting. NAR's, and it talks about all the stuff NAR's been through. I went to, so this is right now a live view of the NAR website. And there's no link to a dashboard or anything. And I'm logged in as a member, and there's nothing. Yes, William is my first name. There's nothing in here about the dashboard. So I can't see it yet. Yeah, I mean, usually if I'm putting out a press release, I'm also releasing some screenshots saying this is what it'll look like, but I got nothing. I presume it's going to look a lot like NAR RPR, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Okay. Let's run through the housing market information in our next section. All right. Weekly mortgage demand plummets 10% as rates and economic concerns rise. I think these plummeted 10% because people see the trouble that the Fed is currently in, and they know that the Fed's supposed to meet. Is it next week? And they're thinking, hey, if the Fed lowers rates, let's just hang out another week or two. A week or two is not going to make a huge difference. I think that's what's happening. The average contract interest rate for the 30-year fixed mortgage conforming loan balance, 806,500 or less, increased to 6.82% from 6.77%. Applications to purchase fell 12% for the week and were 13% higher than the same week a year ago. And refinance applications also dropped 7% for the week and were 25% higher than the same week a year ago. Slowest pace since May on purchase applications. And I think it's because everyone's seeing the news. I know several lenders that I talked to this week said that because of the situation that Powell finds himself in, that they're betting that he's going to drop the rate 25 basis points. I just thought this article was weird. It's right here in the middle of the show. The next frontier of real estate, data centers on the moon, and space support infrastructure. What? So, real revolution is happening in the industry, and things that start to get unlocked. Companies are looking for how they can monetize space more broadly. There's a lot of pieces to do that. Same bet points, both infrastructures to support here on Earth as well as real estate development for manufacturing on the moon. That's crazy. Data centers in space. They're going up quickly all over the place and all over the world, taking up more energy. Putting them in space offers a fully decarbonized energy solution. Unlimited power in space. Unlimited power because of the sun. There's also unlimited cooling with a vacuum of space. And there's unlimited real estate, guys. Who's going to be the first astronaut real estate agent? How do we get that license? One of my big regrets in life is not going into the military, because had I gone into the military, I would 100% try to join Space Force in some capacity, because I want that patch. I want the patch. This is my chance to be Space Force real estate guy. I got to figure out how to sell some space on the moon. Andy Rose said, except for the rockets, I accept for the rockets to the stuff. And what are you saying, Andy? Stop drinking. You have to retype that. All right, so there you go. Data centers in space. Look for the NAR Moon real estate certification course to be launched pretty soon. It's probably going to be required if you're a member of NAR and you want to do ethical space exploration and real estate sales. Nepo-Homebuyers aside from Paychecks, family money is the most common source of young people's down payments. Save directly from Paychecks, 54%. Worked as a second job, 11%. Cash gift from family, 13.4%. Gen X is even higher at 13.8%. Still, most people are saving directly from Paychecks.
Hey,
yeah, what's up,
Let's talk about the carbon footprint.
Oh, you're talking about the carbon footprint. Okay. Yeah, it's a carbon neutral solution except for the rockets taking stuff into space. Okay, I got you. Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, and the technicians to maintain it, right?
That's true. Well, it is getting more efficient going to space. I mean, they're going to space all the time now. There's rockets going up every day. People going to space doing something. I mean, yeah. So I think that's probably going to get better and better. But yeah, you're right. It would be an interesting comparison to see the rocket to take a data center to space versus a data center here on Earth for like 50 years. Like what's the carbon expenditure? But maybe it could be like a Taylor Swift situation where she flies all over the country and uses private jets everywhere. But because she speaks out on eco-friendly stuff, it kind of neutralizes all that. Okay. Pending sales fall as U.S. home prices hit another record high. Pending sales fell 3.5% year over year during 4 weeks ending July 6th. That was the second biggest decline since February, trailing only last week's 4.1% fall. The median U.S. home sale price hit a record $399,633. That's up 1% year over year. Some homes are moving fast. Others are seeing multiple price reductions, says James Golden, Redfin Premier Agent in Boston. It's not location, price, or price tier specific. It's mixed results that permeate every corner of the market. Prices are still as high as they ever have been, but with homes sitting longer, the market's slowly turning into the buyer's favor. Yeah, we're seeing more concessions given to buyers, but he's right about being very specific to the property itself. We call it seller specific. If a seller's in trouble and they need to get out of a situation, they're going to sell for less. If they're not, they're going to hold it and try to get more out of it. Have you guys been following the tax reform? Realtor magazine says landmark tax reform brings major win for real estate agents. The permanent extension of individual tax rates went into effect in 2017. That went into effect in 2017. Permanent qualified business income deduction, quadrupling of the state and local tax, the SALT deduction, that cap for 5 years, protection for business SALT deductions and 1031 like exchanges, permanent extension of the mortgage interest rate deduction. Didn't they also increase the 1031 exchange amount or the capital gains on that and said it went from 500,000 to $1 million for married individuals and for single persons 250,000 to 500. I read that somewhere, but that's not covered in this article. So, all right, we have three more quick hits. Realtor Magazine talked about scammed, shammed, and deepfaked real estate agents speak out on the $15 million crypto con. So real estate agents have long dealt with the risk of physical threats during showings, open houses, but today one of the most insidious dangers is entirely digital, and the latest cyber scam doesn't target consumers, it goes after agents. Well, I think we already covered this on the show, how they were doing it. Let's see. Contacted about a real estate purchase, someone claiming to be a stockbroker. He claimed a budget of $3 million, possibly $5 million. It's friendly and persistent. 2 weeks in the conversation, began discussing crypto investing. Yeah, we did discover that. So this is just a follow-up article on that. So basically, if you recall, the thing that made this different is that the person would inquire about properties and just keep talking to the guy and like develop a friendship and kind of wait until the real estate agent was like, how are you making money? Where is this coming from? And they're like, oh, crypto. And then basically uses that rapport to get the real estate agent involved in crypto. It's the sirens, man. Sirens for real estate agents are potential deals. That's what everyone uses. That's what homes.com uses, what Zillow uses, what these scammers use. Hey, you can get a potential deal if you'll come over here. That's why you should listen to this podcast, because the number of deals you could close if you're listening to this show, it's astronomical. It's out of this world. I mean, heck, we just opened up an opportunity for you on the moon just by listening to the podcast. NAR praises FHFA to move to expand credit scoring models. I think this is a big deal that I didn't see a lot of coverage on, but probably the biggest from it is that now your credit score can use rent history. So they use the example of somebody paying like $2,500 a month for rent. They want to buy a place that would cost them $1,700, but they couldn't get approved for the loan because they couldn't use the rental history. Now they can. So I think that's a huge deal. And then let's see. All right, this is what to watch for. Buyers, homeowners dive in for lower mortgage rates. Even slight changes in mortgage rates have a noticeable impact on the housing market this summer. During the week ending July 4th, home buyers jumped at the opportunity to lock in the lowest rate in 3 months. And then in this month, or this week, you saw it tick up slightly. Nah, they backed way off. Home buyer demand is being fueled by increasing housing inventory and moderate home price growth. Joel Kahn, NBA's chief economist, existing homeowners also rushed last week to capitalize on the lowest mortgage rates in weeks. Mortgage rate snapshot: the average loan size on a mortgage application to purchase fell to $432,600, so lowest since January. I think that's because more people are buying the low end and not the high end. What's it worth appraisals? SCAP says, so as an appraiser in space, I guess I can only go out 1.5 light years for comps. Oh, jokes. I'm sure the first couple of purchases up there are going to be cash, and they're not going to get an appraisal. That's what I'm betting. So that will set the tone of the market. But unlike real earth real estate, it is likely that the first moon purchases are actually going to be more. It's going to cost more. I don't think moon value is going to go. I think you're going to have people that pay an insane amount for the first couple, and then that will probably go down a little bit as travel becomes more efficient. People can get there. I don't know. I feel like the person to buy the first spot on the moon is going to pay an arm and a leg. And then after that, it'll kind of adjust and then start to go up over time. Maybe not. All right. That's all I got for today, guys. A lot of news stories. We're going to keep an eye and an ear out, see what Compass does. Tiffany, if you're still listening, you'll have to let me know if you get a call from Andy, the CEO of Homes.com. You have to let me know if he reaches out. Because when I wrote that article, he spoke to me. So, which I didn't mind. I thought it was good on him to reach out. But all right, if you could go over to Instagram and follow me there, Razorback, RAYZORBACK. I'm getting close to that 10,000 mark, and I have not created a community over there, but I think I'm about to. Once I get to that mark, I could create a community that kind of differentiates some of the different things that I do, which I would love to do. Tiffany, she says, LOL, will do. Okay, good. If y'all got somebody for Franklin, Tennessee, y'all give Tiffany a call. She ain't going to boost you on homes.com though, so. All right, y'all follow me over on the gram. And I will see you guys next week. And don't forget to let me know if you want to be in the book club. If you want to be a part of the book club, send me a message over on Instagram, Rayzorback, RAYZORBACK. Let me know you want to be in the book club, and I'll get you signed up for that. We got a special guest this week, one of the brand coaches for Sirhan, Candice Garcia Polo. All right, bye guys. See y'all next week.